Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Chris, Warrior Soul Apparel, getting the shredded. I'm here with Randall Pich from Live Fit Apparel. Say what's up, Randall.
What's up, guys?
You guys might be wondering why, Chris, if you own a clothing company, are you interviewing the owner of another clothing company? And the fact of the matter is this. One, business is different than it used to be. We're not a bunch of fat guys in suits warring it out over stupid shit. But two, I've got the utmost respect for this guy. I've known him for a long time. I have so much respect for his brand, so much respect for his gear, and so much respect for what he's done in this industry. And so I really thought that he would be a good person to talk to as far as getting information out to you guys as to how to get into business, how to get into the fitness fashion industry, how to get into the fitness industry in general, with just tons of good information. So Randall, I've known you for a long time. I think I competed in my first show against you. Was that your first show too?
Yeah, my first one, I think,
I'm
2007.
gonna have to put the pic up of us flexing it out and shit.
Yeah.
We both competed in a Muscle Mania show a while back, and this dude was just super cool, super nice, and we're both back there helping each other out. I think we're the only two bodybuilders in the show, right?
Yeah.
And just really got along. We saw each other at a few other shows, and then I eventually moved down here to Long Beach and been seeing him around a lot. And man, you've grown so much over the last few years as far as just being a competitor and business-wise. Can you tell us a little bit about how you got started in clothing and how you got started in this business?
As far as clothing, dude, it's crazy. I was actually in the clothing industry before I got into the fitness industry. I don't know, not a lot of people know that.
I remember that. I do remember that.
Yeah, like in high school, I had like clothing lines here and there. I took graphic design classes, and then I used to own a little, a garage shop that silk trading business with my buddy Matt. That was before I even worked out or just took weight training in high school. But at the same time, towards the end of high school, that's when I got into like serious bodybuilding, like still as a teenager. Like when I competed with you, I was 19 years old. Also, I was in the teen league or whatever they call it. But so like as like time went on and experienced both ends of the industry, the clothing line, the streetwear, skateboarding, and stuff like that, that lifestyle, I was exposed to fitness, bodybuilding, personal training. That was my job in college. So I had an idea of both. And then this was when physique and stuff like that wasn't out there yet.
Yeah.
And so like as I was exposed to that upcoming genre of bodybuilding, that felt like it fit more of the like fashion side of it, because you can't see like bodybuilders wear like tight joggers or stuff like
awkward
that.
As hell.
Yeah. Or not saying they don't have a sense of fashion, but it's different.
Yeah.
So with this new up and coming physique thing, I saw a little niche that I can target, and it fit me more, because I couldn't get big as a bodybuilder, so when that category of physique fell in place, I felt like I had a little home there, and I just put my style into that, and it just hit the market like that.
Awesome. Yeah, and I remember you had the brand before Live Fit, and then
I had Ruckus Clothing.
Yep.
Before that.
Yep.
Yeah. And
then I remember you transitioned really smoothly into it, and then before we know it, I mean, I was starting to see guys in Live Fit shirts everywhere, and you got a really, I have to say, it's like I don't know what the word is, but it's a combination of like hip hop style, but also like really sleek and trendy, and
very, very sleek.
Your designs are just awesome. How do you come up with those?
I mean, a lot of people just off of like just being who I am, they always comment on my style and things like that and that nature. So when I design, I would design something I would wear, and I guess that just represents my lifestyle, from just skateboarding and surfing and growing up around the beach cities.
Yep.
People see that influences on the clothes.
Yeah.
So I just do what I like as a designer, and then it sells.
Awesome.
So,
and you grew up here in Long Beach, right?
Yeah, I grew up here in Long Beach. I was personal training. I was personal training at Bally's first, and then I went on to private training, and then trained my clients at a spot I rented out in Signal Hill called No Limits, and that's actually where Live Fit started. So I was personal training first.
Yeah.
The first shirt was just my slogan, Live Fit, and it said Team RP in the back. So I just made that for my clients. So I dropped about like a couple $100 to make it, all for my clients. and then people like the design actually, and they're like, hey, Randall, let me buy that. I'll buy that. And I'm like, well, this is just for my clients. If you want it, all right, I guess you can buy it. And then I just started selling it, and then it just caught on.
That's so
The
awesome.
catchiness of it with the, the simple, like the zip up with the lift it down the side, just catchy stuff, and it just caught on. And
That's
people
awesome.
to wear it. Yeah,
That's awesome. So came right out of your personal training career, developed the brand, and then did you already have like the facility set up, like the printing presses and things like that?
Dude, it's crazy. So let's backtrack a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So while I was in college, I was studying kinesiology. An opportunity came up to buy out into a T-shirt store. This was off of Molino and Anaheim.
Mm-hmm.
So I did that. I bought into it with my old business partner Bruce, and that was just like a $5 or $10 T-shirt shop. We made like custom stickers, custom tees, like one-offs and stuff like that for people that just came in. So I learned a lot there also.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like I said, I was still going to school, and then I was still personal training on top of that. So I was running about 3 operations at the same time, and then Lift It came about, and then so I was running that. So that was like about 4 things going on.
Sorry about the flies.
So
that's crazy. So you had all this stuff going on. You were going to school. You were personal training at Bally's. I used to see your numbers because when I was starting Metroflex Gym, I used to scout out local personal trainers, and I scouted you out too.
Right.
And I saw you were like one of the top 5 guys in Southern California. I think,
yeah. I hit that a couple times, just revenuing,
that's
closing
awesome.
deals. Yeah. So,
that's awesome. And you think that personal training kind of taught you how to sell, or are you a natural salesman, or?
I don't know about natural, but I can definitely say that personal training did teach you a lot how to close deals and how to just be a socially active person, because that's one big thing that I would like to get out to all entrepreneurs, is that you have to learn how to communicate with everybody. It might not just be someone that you're like your type of person, but a whole general population, and that's what I think personal training taught me. I got to talk to doctors, lawyers, other professionals, to young kids trying to gain muscle, this and that. And then with that experience, you learn how to, break the boundaries or the wall that they put up, and get deep into their emotions and see what's going on. And that, as an entrepreneur,
when we were competing, it's like you just went over and talked to everybody. You're just really cool, and we got the ghetto birds out here in Long Beach, so don't worry about that. You were just really cool to talk to in general, and I see you at a lot of the trade shows. I see you at the Fit Expos, and people flock to you, man. And I think that's something that people really have to realize, is that pursuing your dreams, you have to be relentless in pursuing your dreams. You have to be completely involved in it, but you can't be a dick. You cannot be a dick or a douche. People notice that. People notice when you're fake, and people understand when you're not genuine.
Yeah, and I mean, I just learned that growing up from just where I grew up. If you can't be that kind of person, you would disappear or something. So, and definitely something like my parents taught me. But it's just you just got to learn how to handle it and just carry yourself in a way where you're not a dick, and because when you get that much attention, or you're carrying something so big, you don't want to be that guy, like, oh, that guy's a unrespectable douchebag, so
yeah, absolutely. That's a lesson I definitely learned through my life in the Marine Corps. When you're out in a combat zone, things get a little bit crazy, and if your Marines don't respect you, it's pretty easy to disappear there too.
See?
Big things as far as your athletes. I know you've got a team of athletes. You've got skaters, you've got competitors, physique competitors. I think you've got some bikini IFBB pros and things like that. How do you pick your athletes? What kind of process do you go through? How do you choose your people?
We actually have a team of scouts that actually scout. We don't necessarily go to the competition and stuff like that, but we scout through management groups and stuff like that, and then obviously social media. And we actually go deep and see how they respond as an athlete to their fans and people like that, because that's super important. Whoever you choose to represent your company, that is going to make your company make it or break it.
Absolutely.
Right? So when we scout, we look at comment response. We look at how they respond to negative comments. And just even maybe just general questions if that athlete's willing to help a customer out or a fan out. You know what I mean? It's just like, oh, how do I get you know, my diet's been like this. You know, do you have any recommendations? Even if it's just like a simple recommendation, at least they responded in a respectable way and, you know, and give back and care. You
Absolutely.
know? So it's more about characteristic. Obviously, the looks in this, it's gonna be there. You know, they're physique competitors. You know, we don't expect them to be not like living fit or anything. So, but it goes deep down in.
It goes deeper than what they look like. They have to have more than just abs and a nice body in order to represent your brand.
Yeah.
So all you people out there, all of you guys and girls who are looking to get sponsored, be careful about how you're responding to people on social media, and remember to treat people with respect.
Yeah, that goes around, and we watch every single response and move everyone makes. You know, so
Big Brother is watching you. Absolutely, 100%. So as far as the brand itself, like I said, I'm seeing you everywhere. You're at all the trade shows. Are you going to be at Olympia?
Yes, we have a booth over there also.
Awesome. So what direction are you looking to take LiveFit? Where are you looking to go over the next, say, 3 to 5 years?
3 to 5, I'm not sure yet. We're taking it step by step. I mean, the brand's been around for 2 years now. We have about 30 to 40 accounts worldwide now, so it's growing pretty fast, and I can say it's the first of its kind, where we're bringing bodybuilding into mainstream. You know, we're in stores where they sell like Jordans and you know, skate shoes and stuff like that, but no brands in there that have heavy influence from bodybuilding, physique, or, you know, from that background. Like, we're the first of its kind. This is what I did, and this is what I'm bringing to the mainstream market as far as like stores and stuff like that.
That's awesome.
So whoever wants to pick us up, accounts, you know, we're open. But right now we're sitting back, all our reps, we're sitting behind the office. We haven't had a chance to go out and try to get these accounts. We've been just trying to get emails. It's kind of the other way around right now. It's crazy. Like, people are just emailing us constantly. Hey, we have a store here, this awesome. And that. It's nuts. We're hitting the clothing shops, and we're hitting the nutrition shops.
That's awesome.
So that's a niche, and it's just, it's a blessing.
I noticed that. I'm seeing you guys in Nutri shops everywhere. I'm seeing you guys. I think it's a wholesale nutrition.
Wholesale nutrition. Yeah, they're one of our main accounts. They have us all in 11 locations in Southern California.
That's awesome.
And then
you're in a vape shop.
We're in a vape shop
out in DC, right?
DC, Maryland or Rockville, Maryland. Cool. Yeah, something like that.
Very cool.
Yeah, and we have a few shops just anywhere, you know. So whatever fits the lifestyle, because LiveFit can go with anything, you know, and that's how we try to promote it.
Absolutely. You know? And that's a big thing too. I think keeping an open mind about where you market yourself, but being careful about where you market yourself at the same time.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of different ways you can work a product into different things, into different stores, different markets. But at the same time, you have to be careful not to get outside of your niche. Otherwise, you start to overextend yourself and take on too much at one time. Is most of your business retail, or are you doing mostly online marketing, things like that? Or
it's a lot of online sales right now, and it's still going up. The numbers and charts are still like going this way online, but our wholesale accounts are getting, you know, we're catching up, you know, but it's still online mostly. You know, like we're doing pretty good at both ends.
And I think, you know, the typical thing in the fashion industry is, you know, you go to trade shows, buyers come out, they take a look at your stuff, and then, you know, 9 times out of 10, they'll try to get you to bring your product in on a consignment.
Right.
How did you start getting into retail? I know that's a really hard thing to break into, and you seem to have like done it very, very well.
I would just have to say it's the network I had before I was in the fitness industry. When I had my clothing shop, you know, when I had my clothing shop, I had other brands in there also. So with that, I, you know, hit that connections there. But you know, we have like a organic following. So with that, a lot of word of mouth goes about. So then, you know, that creates somewhat of a buzz, and so these buyers are gonna hear that, you know, especially in the nutrition shops and stuff like that. So nutrition stores.
Awesome.
So that's how they hear about us.
That's a big thing. Get to know people. When you get your contacts or you meet somebody new, always follow up, do your research, understand where they're coming from, because you never know. Somebody could just walk up to you, and you know, you might not understand where they're coming from, or you might look at them like they're weird or something like that. But that person might have the key to your success. You know, and that goes back to you just being a genuine person and being good with people and liking people and understanding people. I don't want to take up too much more of your time, but if you can define in maybe one or two sentences Live Fit as a brand, what is your brand? What do you try to convey through your brand?
Pretty much like our mission statement. I would say like we're bringing a unique style and trend into today's modern sports. You know, like pretty much our heavy influences of my life, like bodybuilding and stuff like that. Just bringing that experience, because that's the new thing today. Everyone's working out. Everyone's working out, no matter if you're a nurse or a regular 9-to-5 working guy or just a fitness enthusiast. Everyone's working out, and we're bringing that individual gym like motivation and workouts trend to the mainstream, you know, because we have Nike, we have Under Armour, but they focus on team sports, you know, and stuff like that, like Gatorade and stuff like that. But you don't really see that individual gym, you know, pump and iron type of trend, you know.
Awesome. And then as far as influences, who's been the biggest influence on you? Who's been your motivation? Who do you think's pushed you to do what you do?
You know, it's crazy. It's I look up to, you know, a couple of people. I look up to this rapper Nipsey Hussle. It's random.
I always see it on your Spotify.
Yeah.
It's constantly on your Spotify.
Yeah. His business motto is you know, is what I follow or what I get inspired by. What motivates me. It's pretty much, you know, forget the middleman and do everything yourself. You know, because everyone else is going to tell you otherwise. So you might as well go out and do it yourself and experience it. And if it's not what you want, then you can just say no. You know, and then he's one of my biggest inspirations and motivations. And another guy, Arvin, the CEO of Shreds. You know, I look up to him. You know, I follow his feed on Instagram, and it's just for the daily motivations, his quotes and his work ethic.
Joey Swole, those guys, they huge social network following there. You said something there that I just want to follow up on. Eliminate the middleman. And that's a big thing. I think, especially in our industry, the fitness industry, here in Southern California, maybe 3 to 5 years ago, it was like the mafia out here. Like, you had certain people you had to go through. You had certain shows you had to win. You had to prove yourself before you could even get into the inner circle. And now, you know, we've got Mike Rashid, who I interviewed last week, you know, kind of circumventing all that and starting his own thing. And you, not necessarily circumventing it because you still compete and everything like that, but you've kind of used your business sense to become successful in the fitness industry. Whereas before, people were only finding success through competition, only finding success through slaving away years and years trying to get the pro cards and things like that.
Exactly.
And while you're a very successful physique competitor, you haven't gotten a pro card yet or anything like that, but you are making a career for yourself and making a name for yourself in this industry. And I think that's absolutely amazing.
That's just the most important part, you know, because like me and you were talking about earlier, what's going to pay your bills, you know, competing and stuff is not. That's just going to eat away your
absolutely right.
You know, so
competing, and I told this. I've told this to many people in this industry. There are producers and there are consumers, and if you're a consumer, you're spending all your money. If you're a producer, you're making money. And when you choose to compete, not that it's a bad thing, but you are a consumer. You're consuming the product of being on stage and being evaluated for your physique. And people don't understand how much money that actually takes. Sorry guys, we're in Long Beach. But people don't always understand how much money and effort that takes. And you know, while I think competition is great, you know, doing as many as I see some of these guys doing a year, I see some guys at every show that I go and watch, and I can't imagine how much money they're spending.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's I think yesterday I was talking to a young friend of mine. He actually came up to me and was just like, yeah, you know, I really want to get my pro card, this and that. You know, I've been training, this and that, and he's just asking them my input. And I was like, honestly, you know, that's a good goal, but during that time from now and until you get your pro card, make a name for yourself, because if you just get a pro card and don't do anything significant in between, you're just going to be another pro with no title.
Absolutely.
You know, and then that's as far as scouts for big companies. We don't look for that because it's just, okay, you're a pro, but what have you done in the industry? What influences have you done? You see? So.
And I've seen IFBB pros who are living out of their cars. I've seen IFBB pros who've had absolutely nothing and were dying to scrape by. And so that's a huge point. If you're going to try and do this, you need a way of making money. You need to make a name for yourself in this industry outside of your body, outside of your competition, and you need to have a good personality.
And do it. And if you were to do it, just do it for fun and do it because you like doing it and understand, like, you know, both sides of how we see it. You know, I'm not saying I'm never going to compete again, but I'm going to take a huge break. But if I were to do it again, it's just because I like the sport of bodybuilding. I like to see, you know, my fat ass get a six-pack again. You know, so.
Eliminate those burritos. Well, I do love bodybuilding myself too, and I think it's a great sport. I think as far as my competition future, I don't know where it is, but
but still, we always have bodybuilding. That's our background. Like, hey, you know, we're bodybuilders. Like, dude, me and you back in 2007. That's insane.
Yeah.
You know, that's from Musclemania to now. It's
absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. And when I think back on it, I had this doofy ass, long ass haircut because I was still pretty East Coast at the time, trying to create a blowout.
Did you just came out of the Marine Corps at that time, or?
I was a few years out of the Marine Corps.
But you were teaching at UCSB.
And I was teaching at UC Santa
That's
Barbara.
Right.
Yeah, and my students used to like wonder about me because, like, I think for that show, I was down to like 150 pounds, and like right now I'm like 8% body fat, and I'm 200 pounds. And I'll put up the picture for all you guys to see. You can see I'm pretty little.
Dude, I was small and I wasn't conditioned.
Well, he was still like 19, so
I was
like
a teenager,
prepubescent and shit. And I remember Rob Riches walked in.
Yeah.
And you knew who he was. I didn't know who he was at the time because I was like up in academia world. But like it was funny because Rob Riches, I see him now and I see him like this little like British guy, but at the time he looked freaking huge to me because I was 150 pounds. He was like 170, 180. And I was like, wow, man. And he did an interview with you at the time.
Yeah, he did an interview backstage. I was like, oh, man, it's Rob Riches. You know? This was one of the guys I looked up to back then. You know?
So. Had his little cockatoo haircut.
Yeah.
His like British accent.
Yeah.
Cool, man. One final question. Any books you would recommend to people? Just general reading or you know?
You know, it's funny. I don't like reading.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm not big on school or reading and stuff like that. I'm just, you know, a visual person.
Cool, man.
But if all your people are striving for entrepreneur tips or business tips, just YouTube some Nipsey Hussle interviews. You know, it's going to be in the rap field, but they ask him, you know, how he goes about business and this and that and making moves. So that's, you know, you can learn a lot from that too. You know, because business is universal.
Absolutely,
you know, it's universal.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, look up Nipsey Hussle on YouTube and.
Very cool. I'm definitely going to do that. I'm definitely going to do that. Cool, man. Well, I want to thank you so much for coming out here today. Sorry about the flies and the ghetto birds.
No worries.
But you are from Long Beach, so you understand.
We understand.
So, what's your website?
LiveFitApparel.com.
It's www.livefitapparel.com. Go out and check his designs out. Like I said, I think they're some of the freshest, cleanest, most sleek designs I've ever seen. Everybody looks good in this stuff. I haven't seen anybody not look good in some of his gear, and besides that, he's got some really pretty models up on his website too. So go ahead and check that out. All right?
Cool.
Peace out, everybody.